Welcome to Trading Up Special Edition, where we give you an inside look at job opportunities and the possibility to trade up your lifestyle. Probably one of the toughest decisions we make is what career path to follow, whether fresh out of high school or already in a career that isn't quite what you expected, or perhaps facing a job loss. What are your options? You could just immediately enter the workforce. Many today are hiring with no experience necessary. Maybe a 4 or more year college degree is your path to a chosen profession. Or yet another option is to get trained by and learn from the best in the industry. A place where you can unlock your future. You won't just settle for an average run-of-the-mill job, but you'll learn on site from the best in the industry, from people that care about your work and your success. On this episode of Trading Up Special Edition, we're going to Local 886 Plasters and Cement Masons located in Toledo, Ohio. We'll meet some of the people that give our city a strong foundation and make a good living while doing so. But first, let's learn a little bit about the history of Local 886 and how they can help get your career started.
My name is Keith Munoz, and I'm the apprenticeship teacher for the Local 886. Also a member, so I work out, in the community as well. So the Local 886 covers a pretty large area in Northwest Ohio, up into Monroe, Michigan, and as far south as Lima, and a little bit westward and eastward from there. We are cement masons by trade, so that means we are pouring concrete in virtually all aspects that you would see: roadways, floors, walls. Our job encompasses not only new construction but also repair. So you're likely to see us just about anywhere you go. We're there from the ground up, right? So all the way through. We're usually one of the first people on site putting in foundations and one of the last ones to be there with the site work. One of the biggest advantages that we have is our skill set can take you quite a few different places. So you could simply be a cement mason and just do the work as titled, but our skill set can take us into running work, superintendent, safety. There's quite a few different places. There's also a lot of specialty avenues. So when you talk about jurisdiction, it'll cover epoxies and coatings and things, polishing. So you can get into some very creative things as well. It's not all just industrial stuff. Like, you can be pretty creative with it too. Salary-wise, cement masons starting out generally start out about $19 to $20 an hour. They progress quickly through their raises to a top rate of $30, $58 an hour for the building trades. For those that are foremen and everything, there's usually like another $2 to $3 an hour additional from there. But again, it just depends on what route you want to go and like what you want to do. Your benefits start when you start, right? So it's when the day that you're indentured, you begin accruing, your benefits, your hours, and all of that. I have a couple of my second year cement masons that they work quite a few hours, so they're already developing like a great annuity and all of the benefits and everything. So the entire group of guys that we have, you do get to know them pretty personally and stuff, and great group of guys. The thing that I really like now is, it's a very young group of guys. So these guys are, kind of seeing the value in going into the trades and everything. So Nathaniel Schroeder he's a great kid. He's a great example of, making the decision to go into the trades. Very bright, very articulate, and he's already well on his way, right, to doing a lot of great things in the construction industry. I like that he's involved already, like kind of giving back. So he went to Vantage, and he's already on like their board to kind of help the up and coming students. So I like that quite a bit. Nolan Ryan he's a generational cement mason. So his father is actually through this apprenticeship and the member and everything. So his story is pretty cool as well. Another real great kid or great guy. Really bright, and the thing I like about Nolan is he kind of sets the energy, right? So when he comes into the room, like he's ready to work, and he really does help everybody else kind of get there too, right? DeMar Singleton is a great story. He's another great guy. For me, like, DeMar shows me that you can get through just about anything if you just keep going. You know what I mean? Don't give up. The thing I really like about DeMar is he's constantly learning. So you know what I mean? Like great teammate and all that kind of good stuff. So just a great asset. Tommy Bartley. another really bright guy. He's actually already running work. So, as an apprentice, he's getting that opportunity to be a leader. And that's kind of how, a lot of these guys are leaders from where they're coming from. They're learning how to be leaders. And you can see that in the classroom. So Tommy's deals more on the epoxy side, the polishing side of things. But again, shows one of those avenues, right, that you can go down and do very well, and it's just a different aspect of what we do. So,
coming up on Trading Up Special Edition, we'll meet some employees out in the warehouse and hear their thoughts on what it's like to be a cement mason and work in the industry. But first, let's test your knowledge with Trading Up Trivia. In our conversations with Keith Munoz, what is the starting salary for a cement mason? Is it A, $9 to $10 per hour, B, $12 to $13 per hour, C, $15 to $16 per hour, or D, $19 to $20 per hour? We'll be back with the answer right after this. Welcome to the Operative Plasterers and Cement Masons Local 886 Union. We are proudly servicing Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan since 1946. We are the backbone of excellence, the architects of strength, and the builders of tomorrow. Elevate your skills, celebrate achievements, and build a future together. Plasterers and Cement Masons Local 886. For more information, call 419-531-5911 or visit opcmia886.com. Welcome back. Before the break, we asked, what was the starting salary for a cement mason? If you answered D, $19 to $20 per hour, you are correct. Your path to becoming a cement mason begins the first day you step through the doors at Local 886. Not only are you given hands-on expert instruction, but you're also given the tools necessary to start a fulfilling career. Let's meet some of the cement masons at Local 886 and hear about where they are taking their careers.
My name is DeMar Singleton, and I am a cement mason. I have been a cement mason for 2 years now. Well, I was always told that I was a hard worker, and it motivated me to take that to the next level. So I ended up getting back into school, and getting into the trades was the first thing I chose. When I have work in the morning, I wake up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, make me a hot tea, and get ready for work, get my tools ready. A memorable day for me would be, I was at Rudolph Libby, and we were doing First Solar, pouring 45,000 square feet. I believe that if you were willing to learn the trade, I believe you can go far in this, yes. Positive aspects, I would say, just having a good team and being surrounded by people that want to see you make it. That's a good thing. You don't always get that everywhere.
My name is Nolan Ray, and my job title is a cement mason. I've been a cement mason for 2 years in the trade, but I've done concrete for about 7 altogether. My dad's owned his own company since I was young, so every summer I would go help him do concrete, and after I graduated, I started full-time. It's working with my dad is fun. I get to have a big relationship with him every day. He's teaching me more and more. Typical day is waking up early. Different every day, so I could be waking up at 6 or I could be waking up at 4. And then we usually just get to the job or the shop. We'll talk about what we're going to do that day, get a game plan, get stuff we needed loaded up, go to the job, and we all tackle it. One of the bigger jobs that we've done, it was about a 25-foot wall. It was pretty much like a big circle in this guy's backyard. And then after we got done, we filled it in, and then we did a pool in the center of it. So it was like you step back and look at it, it was like a 25-foot wall compared to the ground, and then you had a big pool on the inside of it and everything, and it was a big job. At the end of the day, it's different depending on the job we do. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of manual labor, and some days when we're tearing out concrete, my body feels a little sore, but just gotta get the work done. After we get done pouring a floor or something, we do a lot of decorative stamp work, so after we do like a stamp job, you can step back and look at it and be like, wow, that's something I did, and it looks really cool. I do have a son. My goal is to have him help me out a little bit if I could, but I'm not going to push him into it, teach him everything I know, so if he wants to do it, something he'll know in the future, but I don't want to push him too hard.
My name is Tommy Bartley, and I am a cement mason. The position I am in now, I've been 3 years in the union, but I've been doing what I've been doing for about 4 years now. One of our owners is actually friends with my dad. They were firefighters together, so I got the job just working in the shop, and I just realized I liked what I was doing, liked what I seen, and got to go out in the field and learn some stuff, and I kind of just ran with it. Currently, I am a foreman technically. I run work. So, I mean, technically down the line, it would be nice to maybe be a superintendent or something like that, but just doing more projects. Typical day, wake up, take a shower, start my car, drive to work, depending on if I'm working around here or Detroit. The past 2 months, I was working in Detroit. I'm actually working at Henry Ford's original office buildings, so they're re-renovating that building. So hour drive, leave around 6, get there at 7. On my drive, usually try and think of a game plan, what I'm gonna have all my guys do for the day. Get there, get everybody started. Depending on the job, you may have a morning meeting with all the other foremen and the main contractor. And then just get to work and tackle the day from there. Training, trial and error, learning from other guys. Lots been trial and error. Companies will come, do demonstrations. Oh, there's definitely a good support system here. Definitely if you show you're interested. Quality is very important. If you don't care about your work, you're not gonna make it very far. You gotta wanna do good work. You gotta just wanna apply yourself. If you don't apply yourself, you're not gonna make it very far. That's the biggest thing in this trade. If you show up to work hard, and care about your work, even if you're not doing the best yet, if you're showing up and at least showing you're trying, you'll get somewhere.
My name's Nathan Schrader. I've been a cement mason apprentice for 2 years. I went to Vantage Career Center for high school, and then I started in carpentry. I just really liked the ongoing work with the concrete and staying active the whole time, and I really enjoyed it. A typical day in the field for me is pouring anything from foundations, walls, slab on grades, big floors from warehouses, and then even patios for colleges. The day here, we'll start in the classroom a little bit, talk over some stuff, then we'll head out into the lab and start laying stuff out and get it ready to pour or do some site layout. Learning about other tools that are out on the job site. The day could start anywhere from 3 a.m. or usually a normal day would be like 7. Some days I'm a little wore out, but I mean, most of the time if the pour goes good, then I usually feel all right. I like to see how the product comes out and it looks good. I feel good, feel accomplished about it. A goal for me in this position would be to move up into a higher spot, superintendent, maybe run some work later in life. Positive aspects of my job is to see the finished product, see if we actually did a good job in the final product. Some challenges in my job are when concrete, you got to chase it, so you're scrubbing and trying to keep up on it, and everyone's in a rush, and it's hot out. It gets pretty stressful, but usually get through it. On a normal pour day, we're required hard hats, safety glasses, gloves. Depending on what we're doing, if we're grinding or stuff like that, you could have a respirator on. A typical shift is 8 hours, but depending on the pour, it could be maybe an hour shorter if it goes quick, or it could be 5 hours longer. If you like working hard and you like being outside, I think it'd be a great thing to get into. It's something you can do all around. You can do it at your own house, learn it, and you can always do it and help other people out with it too. I really like Keith. He's a great guy to get along with. He does a good job out in the shop and all that to help us, teach us stuff and teach me new things. In the training program here at 886, it's been great. I've really learned a lot.
Coming up next on Trading Up, Keith takes us on the job where we get to see cement masons in action, see all the tools of the trade and the people that make a living operating them. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Operative Plasterers and Cement Masons Local 886 Union. We are proudly servicing Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan since 1946. We are the backbone of excellence, the architects of strength, and the builders of tomorrow. Elevate your skills, celebrate achievements, and build a future together. Plasterers and Cement Masons Local 886. For more information, call 419-531-5911 or visit opcmia886.com. Fun fact: concrete is the most used material in the world. We are surrounded and probably sitting or standing on concrete. 20 billion tons are used every year to construct the world around us. Bridges, roads, floors, and buildings all use concrete in the construction process. Cement has been in use by humans throughout history. Variations of the material were used up to 12,000 years ago, with the earliest archaeological discovery of consolidated whitewash floor made from burned limestone and clay found in modern-day Turkey. The precursor to modern-day cement was created in 1824 by a British bricklayer and builder who experimented with heating limestone and clay, then mixing it with water. This is what we now know as Portland cement. New technologies and innovations are constantly emerging to improve the sustainability, strength, and applications of cement and concrete. Cements and concrete are also being developed which can absorb CO2 over their lifetimes, reducing the carbon footprint of the building material. Now, let's see what kind of job Keith has for us down at the NECA site in Rossford, Ohio.
We're out here in Rossford at the NECA site. We're doing a storage building today. You're going to be pouring floor for that building. You're going to see a little bit of action with a concrete truck and some machines and everything, kind of see how the cement masons make floor. So this building is going to be a storage and maintenance type of building for them. So they're going to use it to store their equipment, work on some things, just kind of be a general purpose building. So obviously, plans were drawn up for this building and the site was prepared. What you're seeing now is they had poured the wall beforehand to, get all of the foundation work in and everything in preparation for the floor. Looks like it's going to be a post building. You can tell that because of the stanchions that they have in place already for it. So looks like they tried to make it pretty general purpose. There's multiple openings. It's a pretty standard building, but it's one that should serve them well with what they want to do with it. So, but it's an open site, not too many issues or things to worry about. There's no overhead or anything. This is about as good as it gets as far as that goes. So, today's going to be pretty basic. You're going to see the concrete buggy transporting the concrete. They're going to be using a couple of trowel machines to finish the floor when it gets to that time, so they can get it to the specified finish. So the power buggy is going to be used anytime that we want to transport material and we cannot get the trucks directly to that site. We will use a machine like this to transport the material for us. So they're just getting started on the pour right now. They're establishing their first perimeter. So if you see behind me here, they're going to be pouring with this with the power buggy, bringing the concrete in. And once they get this first perimeter established, they're going to laser in a pad where they'll get their height established and then they'll get this first part going. Once they get done with that, they're going to basically repeat that process all the way back through into the opening that they started. So the tools that they're going to be using are obviously all for placement. So you're going to have some straight edges, some come-alongs. Once they get the pad pulled in, they're going to be using what we call a Darby. Is going to kind of start the process with the finishing. So they're going to consolidate the surface a little bit, smooth it out, and make it a little bit easier when it comes time to actually start troweling the floor. So right now, just kind of Darbying the surface, give these guys a little bit of a hand. Try to consolidate this top a little bit. Again, just to make it easier when it comes time to finish. So once they get this floor placed, they're obviously going to start the finishing process. They're going to hit the walls by hand, but for the primary surface, for the middle, they're actually going to use a little bit of equipment for that. For this particular floor, they're going to be using 4-foot trowel machines. A trowel machine is going to be essentially like having a whole group of people with you. It works very fast, and it's got the weight required to give this the finish that they're looking for.
And if you look at the machine, you can see it has 4 trowel blades of its own. It can do, both the start and finish part of the process. So it's a pretty good machine in the idea that it's a one-size-fits-all. With the blades that are on it, they're a combo blade, and they allow us to start the process and finish the process with one blade. For this trade, obviously we're looking for people who want to work with their hands, love to be outside, love to solve problems, and love to take on new adventures every day. Honestly, if this is something that you see like you enjoy, if you like the adventure of it, feel free to come down and check out our apprenticeship programs available at our local. We can be reached either through the hall, through the Northwest Ohio Construction Education Center, or by calling 419-531-5911.
Welcome to the Operative Plasterers and Cement Masons Local 886 Union. We are proudly servicing Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan since 1946. We are the backbone of excellence, the architects of strength, and the builders of tomorrow. Elevate your skills, celebrate achievements, and build a future together. Plasterers and Cement Masons Local 886. For more information, call 419-531-5911 or visit opcmia886.com.